Alright, today we're gonna go over the 3 floor cleaners here. We're gonna go over what the ideal scenario is for you in order to buy these. So I'll give you a better kind of option to give you some more insight on which one you should choose. So we'll start with the Shark Steam and Scrub. We also have the Tineco iFLOOR 1 S5 and also the Dream H12 Pro. So starting with the Shark, this one is ideal for someone who has a lot of hard floors, has a lot of tiles, it doesn't have any carpets, which again, it applies for all 3. You don't have any carpets with all 3. But for this one, because this one doesn't have a dirty water tank, it is not sucking up water. So if you want mostly for like polishing, your house is not that dirty, it's maybe dust, but you value the shine of your floors the most, and this one is gonna give you the most bang for your buck because it comes with a steaming feature that's gonna give you a bit more thorough clean and result in a bit better shine, and also the way this scrubs the floor with the dual action brush, circular brush, it's gonna give you a little bit better of a shine too. Not to mention, this one is the only one that has headlights. So if you're going under furniture, if you're going in a place where you don't have that much lighting, this is gonna be your best friend, whereas these ones don't have lighting. But speaking of, if we move on to the Tineco, I mean, these two are very similar models. They are the same, like, design when it comes to the dirty water tank, the clean water tank, the interface, the brush. So it's really hard to distinguish them sometimes, but there are some distinct features. One of them being that this one has more customizable control when it comes to adjusting the water level. There is like dedicated like a button to go up or down when it comes to the water. On the other hand, this one has a drying feature, which it eliminates all water, just having whatever's on the brush, and also these naturally have like air blowing through them at the bottom. So this will just have the air and also have the brush going. So it's going to dry your floors a lot faster. And not to mention, the brush is a little bit wider with the Dream here. It is like maybe 2 inches of a difference, so it's not going to be that big of a deal. But if you do have a lot of floor to cover, you might want to consider the Dream one instead, because this one is going to cover a little bit more, give you a little bit more coverage, so you can do a little bit less work. Whereas the advantage with the Tineco is a little bit lighter than the Dream, and that way if you have to haul this thing up and down the stairs, so this thing is going to be a little bit easier, especially if you're going through spaces where you have to kind of bend down or like get into weird positions. This might have a little bit maneuverability when it comes to that. So the ideal situation for both of these is for someone who has a big house, primarily hard floor, because none of these are going to be good on the carpet. There are some products that I'll go over later on that has hard floor and carpets built into it, but these specialize in hard floor because these are going to give you a much better job if you only have a hard floor. You may think that if you have a product that specializes in carpet and hard floor, you might get better value, but in reality, they might do each job a little bit worse. So that's why you want a product specialized and dedicated for one thing. And for this is dedicated to hard floors. And especially, again, this is dedicated to shining. This is dedicated to, cleaning, and more so if you're having big kind of wet spills. Like for example, if you spilled like SpaghettiOs, you're not going to be able to clean it with this. This is not meant for cleaning. These are meant for cleaning, right? So these you're going to be able to kind of pick up the SpaghettiOs and have it be sucked up into the dirty water tank and also actually clean the floors. It is also cleaning the brush a little bit by squeegeeing the kind of dirty debris and the liquid as it spins inside the motor. So these two are going to be ideal when it comes to a lot of dirty and wet messes on your hardwood floors specifically. And I'll show you, because these have wheels right here, wheels on the back versus where this one, doesn't have any wheels. This is, again, because it's meant for polishing, this is meant for movement. So when you actually have a lot of floor to cover when it's dirty, you're going to have a better time moving these two because it's meant to go back and forth. It's going to have some assistance in there. It's going to have the wheels. So you're going to have a much easier time cleaning, if you have a large home especially, cleaning the floors with this. Versus this one, again, it's meant to have a very dedicated shining process. So honestly, you can't go wrong with any of the three as long as you adhere to the ideal situations. But if you meet a lot of these checklists, you really aren't going to be disappointed by a lot of these products.